I recognize the gentleman from Georgia, Representative Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here today. Obviously, and you've heard this over and over, we're all extremely troubled by the anti-Semitic activities occurring on college campuses across the country. Our country's made tremendous strides in hopefully getting along with our friends from all over the world, and our institutions of higher education seem to be serving as breeding grounds for anti-Semitic activities. This anti-Semitic rhetoric has reached institutions beyond just the so-called elite schools like Columbia or Harvard, which we questioned some time ago. As I stated before, as the oldest and most established democracy in the region, Israel exemplifies the core values of freedom and democracy. Jerusalem is the center of the universe. A lot of people think Washington is, but that's where it's going to happen. And of course, you know, for those who are familiar with the Bible, a book of the Word of God, Genesis 12:3 states, "I will bless those who bless you," talking about Israel, "and whoever curses you, I will curse." And that is a serious issue. In fact, it also goes on to say that all nations will be blessed through Israel. In fact, in John 4:22, Jesus said salvation, even for Gentiles, will come through the Jews. And so, Dr. Paul, you know, this is a serious issue we're talking about. In fact, it has eternal consequences. DePaul President Dr. Robert Manuel, with that being said, the anti-Semitic extremist group behind enemy lines continues to trespass on DePaul's campus and harass Jewish students. This is the same group that made a wanted poster featuring a Jewish Israeli student at DePaul. In January, the group handed out flyers on campus that urged students to get dangerous. Then, just this past March, the group was able to infiltrate a DePaul building as part of its week of defiance. Dr. Manuel, were any arrests made in either of these instances?
Thank you for the question, Representative. Once we saw that post, we immediately trespassed BEL from our campus. We're an urban campus with many public streets and right-of-ways. We're working with our elected officials to see if there's not more we can do to stop the harassment of BEL against our students.
Were any of these students arrested?
Again, we kept BEL from being on our campus, and on a number of occasions where they were involved in protests, our relationship with CPD prevented them from coming onto our campus to engage our students.
So what are you doing to prevent this from happening again?
We are training our public safety officers. We're working with the aldermen, the elected officials in our area to see if we can't get broader protections in the public space. And we continue to report things like you mentioned in the social media, both to the FBI and to the Chicago Police.
President Raymond, let's talk about restorative practices, a group to resolve disciplinary issues in your university. The directors of the group, Dr. Mon McHenry and Dr. Jill Stauffer, both publicly support the academic boycott of Israel. And Dr. McHenry is a member of the Haverford Faculty for Justice in Palestine, and in December 24 liked an Instagram post glorifying a member of the Popular Front of the Liberation of Palestine, a U.S.-designed terrorist organization with a history of murdering Jews, with the caption reading, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Would a Jewish student feel comfortable with Dr. McHenry leading restorative practice, giving her glorification of violence against Israel?
Representative, we are committed to supporting our entire Jewish community. We are proud of it, and intersections with all aspects of our disciplinary processes are ones that I take very seriously. They must be done well.
Well, it would seem that you would put into practice those things that, I mean, we're hearing, and it's been, the testimony is correct about what's going on these campuses, but, you know, the action that we're hearing, you know, like I said, we got to fix this. And so with that, I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the gentleman. I recognize the gentleman from Utah, Vice Chairman of this committee, Representative Owens.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is really unfortunate that it's been over a year since our first hearing on anti-Semitism.